and fans, we are live here at the BWG Leisure Center in Bradford as we start our GMHL action tonight with the Bradford Rattlers hosting the visiting West Nipissing Lynx. Fans of both teams, of course, will know that this is the first meeting since February 9th of last season, the second last game of the regular season for the Rattlers, a game in which the West Nipissing Lynx won 6-2. Rattlers hoping to get back in the win column against the Lynx. Lynx are hoping to start a streak against the Rattlers as we have the opening puck draw. Kicked back to Roman Orahov on D, who tries to put it off the wall, cannot be handled by Carlson there. Bolotov in the middle sets it back up for Orahov, who once again looks along that wall for Carlson. And now the Lynx take over. Zach Major, veteran for the West Nipissing Lynx, sends it down. No icing there. Orahov once again puts it out, but it is held in by the Lynx. Battle along the wall there. Bolotov handles it in the back. Roman Orahov loses it. That's a dangerous puck right there, but Paddy Cullen gets it out. Not Irish, Swedish, but I will be calling him Paddy Cullen because it's a great nickname for somebody named Patrick. And Tischenko handling it here as the Lynx get a change. Gets sent back to Tischenko, who wasn't quite paying attention, but manages to get it back on his stick. Through the neutral zone, just out of Major's reach, but he does almost recapture the puck. Instead, Matt Van Munitz looks to put it out. Centered in front. West Nipissing Lynx looking to get a chance here. Orahov says, no, thank you. Number 18, Sarah, brings the puck in, drives it on Lynx goaltender Vladislav Morozuk, who makes the save. The goaltending battle tonight is GMHL veteran Vladislav Morozuk versus fellow number 1 wearer Patrick Cullen for the Bradford Rattlers, a junior experienced goaltender who is playing in his first season here in the GMHL for the Rattlers. The Swedish Cullen versus the Russian Morozuk. And the Lynx win this draw. As Finlater sends it up, and we've got a 2-on-1 opportunity. Turakov, and the Lynx score first. Turakov over to number 8 on the West Nipissing Lynx. Checking my notes here right now to see who that is. I'm just looking at the back of his jersey, and it is Ruddy. So Carson Reddy, with his second goal of the season for the West Nipissing Lynx, puts the Lynx up 1-0 early here in Bradford. For those of you just tuning in for the first time that have listened to broadcasting over the course of the years, my name is Jordan Richardson, also known as JR, taking over the season for Nick Stella. Big shoes to fill, and Nick, you are welcome back anytime. You are one of a kind, and you held down this job for quite many years. Into the zone, Siran cannot handle it. He's got number 21 on him. It's going to be a learning process as we get through everybody's names right here, but I'm going to try my best for everybody. Just wheeling through the zone there is West Nipissing Lynx forward number 29. Oh, that's the defenseman, Schillinglaw. Somebody to keep an eye on as we get towards the later stages of this game. Lots of junior experience under Schillinglaw's belt. Proudly wearing an A for West Nipissing, as Matt Van Munitz puts it in deep from the neutral zone. Orahov looking to handle it. Is it out? Has been called out. Yeah, that is offside. Puck came off. And Kayayan just couldn't get it quite in time in order to keep it from being offsides. Great effort there. As we get a change out here, looks like Finlater and Major on the back end for the Lynx, a pair of veteran defensemen. We're getting Debrecki, Carlson, and Bolotov at forward for the Rattlers. Roman Orehov touches it up to clear off that icing. Bolotov can't handle it cleanly, so Matt Van Munich is going to send it towards Debrecki, who touches it up and sends it deep. Carlson makes his way there as the first man, looks to get a shot, blocked in front by Bolotov. Debrecki now centers a pass, but nobody's there, and Orehov sends one that had a real good chance. Morazuk made a blocker save on that, saving Roman Orehov from tying up this game here at 16:37. Debrecki out for this face-off against number 15, Tyler Thibodeau. Lynx end up with it, and they send it down. Looks like it should be an icing, and icing is called. Major, who's still on the ice, is one of the leading scorers for the Lynx this season. He's got 4 and 11. That's goals and assists for 15 points in 8 games. Alexandre Dubuc also has 15 points, but only in 6 games this season. 9 goals. Dubuc, who famously had a 99-point season a couple of years ago, rejoined the Lynx as they're looking to take that next step and become a championship team. Hard battle along the wall. Carlson eventually comes up with it as he kicks it up to his stick, and he looks to join. He's got Bolotov on the far side, who cannot get a stick on it, and it just goes wide. Played behind to Finlater, who puts it up the wall but is not handled well by Thibodeau. Shot in front, it is loose. No shot on goal though. Comes out in front, just nothing to show for it. A lot of hard work keeping the zone there. As Carlson will now be chasing Major along the wall. Major sees Thibodeau, who once again can't handle the puck in the neutral zone. Going to lead to a possible Rattlers opportunity, but they can't handle it on the wall either. Major sick with an opportunity to break this play up right here. Just a half second behind as they have numbers. Major is wide, but it gets put wide of Cullen. Handled in their own zone, and a little too cute there in the neutral zone leads to a turnover. The Lynx do get it right back though, as Roman Orehov takes a look around and decides to play it up the wall. Eventually comes out to number 68, David Majorsick, who sends it down, and it is an icing. No change on the Rattlers right now. Majorsick, another one of these veteran players that I know the team management has been very excited about. Majorsick's going to get tossed from his draw as Paquette comes in for the Lynx anyway. They did not have 5 players on the ice. Gomed Maizagov is going to come in, Mega as he's known around the league. Schillinglaw with a shot, gloved by Patrick Cullen. We are getting a switch on the back end now that that icing is over. Dominikas Boravsky comes in. We're also getting Holander, Kopech, and Krutov out as forward. Arsenio Vakimian, the last man. Arseni plays it to Holander, who makes a nice pass. Lynx once again coming in with speed into that zone. Nice defensive play there, but it ends right back up on the West Nipissing Sticks as they're looking to make this a 2-0 game. The Rattlers hoping to turn the tides. And Boravsky is going to hold it for a second, sees Holander, who does have a little bit of space, loses the puck. And Boravsky once again involved as he stops that from entering the Rattler zone, sends it deep. Kopech on the wall, has a play on it, also sends it back down below Vladislav Morazuk. Arseni Ovakimian this time, making the play. Sent back down to Boravsky, who's taking a look. fires it back across to his D partner, Arseni. And the turnover game right now. The Rattlers are making some passes that are being capitalized on by the Lynx. As Bolotov has an opportunity, came in with speed, just lost it in the corner. And Siran and Hoffman on the back end now for the Bradford Rattlers. As we have Carlson, Bolotov, and Debrecki, that starting lineup. Down low, Carlson is the first man there once again, skating very hard. Sees Hoffman, tried to get a tip in front on Bolotov, but Morozuk just covers it right up, right into his chest. And we are going to get a change on the back end for West Nipissing as we have Shillinglaw and Parrott come in, as well as Munich and Orahov. So the full starting lineup for the Rattlers now back on the ice. And Shillinglaw, maybe one of the league's most dangerous players, especially in the North Division, back on the ice as well. Carlson has space, not looking to force a mistake here, as he eventually puts it behind Debrecki, but Bolotov has the speed to get there. Makes a play on the puck, but can't handle it. Munich holds it in, and we've got 3-on-2 in that tight space. Shot by Carlson's glove by Vladislav Morozuk. Morozuk playing well on the season. He's got a .267 goals against average with a .932 save percentage. 2 wins, 1 loss in his 3 games so far. Morozuk is definitely a player that the Lynx are looking towards to help provide leadership as they hope to get over this next step into the conference finals and eventually the Western Cup finals. That's the goal for the West Nipissing Lynx, is to bring a championship to Sturgeon Falls. And played behind the net there by David Majorsick. Eventually comes out to Munich, who has a shot. Once again looking for a Bolotov tip, which Morozuk finds. A little bit of pushing and shoving there, but nothing to be called about. As we get a reset now on the blocker side. Lynx defensive zone. And Thibodeau is being kicked out of this draw as they bring in number 77. That's Jackson Campbell. Won by the Rattlers, who send another shot towards Morozuk, which was blocked away. Munich is going to bring it deep as we get a change on the forward group for the Bradford Rattlers. That's a smart bring if we can maintain possession while doing a change as well. And Isagov had the puck sent over to him, but it was on his wrong hand. He didn't have the puck centered, so couldn't get a shot off. As we still have Carlson out here, Munich sends one toward the net. That is in the net. It's being called the Rattlers goal. Morozuk and the rest of the Lynx are looking towards the referee, hoping to have a no goal called. I don't think anybody knew for sure exactly what happened, so I don't know how you make the case either way. I think the referee's call is probably what's going to be what stands. And that's going to go down as a power play goal for the Bradford Rattlers. Power play goal as number 89, Riley Burnett, was in the box at the time. Referees are discussing it right now. Carlson over there awaiting the results. And it is being called a no goal, so that does not be a power play goal for the Bradford Rattlers. I don't know exactly what the reasoning was. I'm going to try and take a look at it to see if I can see what was the call there. If you guys rewind your stream, you'll have the exact same access to what I'm about to look at too. To see why it was or was not called goal, I guess. Having rewatched it, there might have been a little bit of contact on Morozuk on the edge of the post. So that could be why the goal was called off. I don't know for sure, as I am not in the box listening to what the referees say. And generally they'll just say goal or no goal anyway. They don't give an exact reason. As Mizagov sends one towards Morozuk, who is on one tonight. It is a hot start. From behind the net, Orahov sees Boravsky. As we still have 35 seconds left on this power play, Serov takes a big hit on the wall. Rattlers maintain possession as Mizagov can't handle it there, but Boravsky hopes to hold it in. Mizagov now wheeling around the zone, finds Orahov, who's probably looking to take a shot, sends it over to Boravsky. Orahov has the shot, just goes high behind Morozuk. No official shot counted there. Now the West Nipissing Lynx veteran and leading scorer, Zach Major, looking to bring it the other way. Sends it deep to get some fresh legs out for West Nipissing. And we've got Holander and Serov on the ice right now. Serov sees Bolotov, who puts a shot on net. Morozuk slides over and makes it look easy at that point. Bolotov just wasn't quick enough on his release. I've updated the scoreboard now for you guys. I do apologize. This is my first time being in the broadcast booth with the OBS programming. So right now I'm just trying to be in the zone. So I do apologize that I did not have the score up. That's on me. And we get an icing call. We are back here. As the Lynx bring it out of the zone, it is a 3-on-2 opportunity. Third man drags back though, so the coverage was there by the Rattlers. A shot by Perrick is gloved by Cullen, and we're going to reset with another faceoff. I gave an update for our video guy, just once the whistle goes, to show you guys the scoreboard so you guys can see the time and the score. He's an awesome kid, he's doing a great job. Face-off won by the Rattlers, who attempt to get it out. It does go deep, it's not going to be an icing, but Major plays it in his own zone, sends it up the wall to number 5. Patrick Cullen's going to stop this behind his net. There is a dangerous Lynx player right by him. They send it up the half wall. Major Sick loses it. Number 20 puts it off the wall. Schillinglaw comes up with it eventually for the West Nipissing Lynx. Puts it to the other corner, where eventually the Rattlers are hoping to get out of their zone. And a nice bounce for the Rattlers almost leads to an opportunity, but instead Hutko is going to corral it in the D zone, send it deep. Opportunity here for the Rattlers. Ooh! And if Major Sick is just 1 inch taller or uses a longer stick, that is a goal in the back of the West Nipissing Lynx. But for now, it's a West Nipissing opportunity on Cullen, who makes the save on the at least partial breakaway there. Stuck his left side pad out. That's a great reaction save there. Hoping to keep up to his counterpart tonight, Vladislav Morozuk, who's also making a lot of great saves. And icing right now, as we see some of the Rattlers players head towards the bench. They're going to get called back out right now. They were maybe hoping to make the change before the official icing was called, but they're getting called back out right now. As West Nipissing will hope to take advantage of some tired Rattler legs. Thibodeau out there, Finlater out there, Tishchenko, Campbell on the draw right now. We're going to have Kayayan in on the draw. Manages to win it back for the Rattlers, who look to just send it out, but a high stick called on the Lynx. He was hoping to keep it in, and instead brings the draw back to his own zone. That was number 14, Kornev. Kornev, with the right instincts there, wants to keep the puck in, but maybe if he reaches up with his hand instead of his stick, it's not a high sticking. And now we don't have a defensive zone draw for the Lynx. As the Lynx do win that face-off, eventually handled over to Campbell. Finlater looking to get it out, and he does, to at least for now, shut down the Rattlers' opportunity in the offensive zone. Speedolf sends it deep, and the Rattlers now have an opportunity. Speedolf, one of the younger players on the Rattlers, who have had one of the younger rosters the last couple of years despite winning all these championships. Speedolf, one of the youngest players the Rattlers have had. They see a lot in him. Playing hard tonight, earning his minutes for sure, number 27, the time Speedolf. Kayayan also making the most of his opportunity now. Obake Mian sends it up to Speedolf, who brings it in. Is he going to look to get a shot off in the middle? Sends it there. Easily gloved by Morrison. And let's hear it in the chat. Who are you guys cheering for? I can see the chat right now in front of me now since I brought up the check that replay on the Noble. Let me know who you guys are cheering for at home. As the face-off eventually ends up on the stick of the West Nipissing Lynx, who bring it into the zone. Orahov breaks it up, but it is still a West Nipissing possession. Wow. And just a great play there by Debrecki. As he forces the turnover, takes it in, gets the shot. He had Bolotov there for the rebound, but it just didn't go his way. Rattlers still with possession as Carlson now looks to find somebody. And he has Debrecki. Debrecki just doesn't get enough on it to send it towards Vladislav Morozjuk. Would have been a tough save to make, but we'll never know. And Jante in the chat here saying, what's up? Bolotov takes a stick in the back. And now they are going at it with each other. As the Lynx send it down, icing is waved off by referee Chris. Lynx player down on the puck. Not sure if this is going to get called dead. Looks like not, as they both have an opportunity to play this puck right now, as it's now in Munitz's stick. Or skates, my apologies. And Carlson has it for a second, but it immediately goes back before Carlson breaks towards the back of the net. And now he's coming up with a head of steam. Isak Carlson, last year's most valuable player in the GMHL. Puts it behind the net for Debrecki, who does manage to maintain possession. And now he's looking for an option. Siran sends it towards the net, and just like many saves we've seen so far tonight, it's an easy Vladislav Morozjuk glove save. Only a few inches off the ground. He could let that play with his pads for a rebound opportunity, but smartly he's using his glove. Just a great performance tonight so far by Vlad. Major Sick takes the draw right now, loses it as West Nipissing once again look to come into the Bradford Rattlers zone. Brunette around the Rattlers players, and this is an opportunity, but they just lose the handle on it. As the Rattlers player put it into their own netting, so there'll be no change here on the Bradford side. Major Stick once again on the draw for the Rattlers against number 10, which is Paquette. Looks like Paquette might have won it forward or into the corner, but the Lynx now have to regroup as the puck comes out of the zone. Siran with it now. Tosses it over to number 20, Hutko. It does look like it might have got touched up there by Sarah, but the call on the ice is an icing, so he must not have touched it. Some Lynx fans in the chat. Looks like we have some Lynx fans and some Rattlers fans here. Currently 111 watching. Almost nobody commenting. That's fine. You guys can stay viewers. That's all right. I do like it when you get involved there, as Brunette sends a shot towards Cullen, who makes the save in his chest. We have a Savannah Paquette in the chat. I wonder if any relation to Zachary Paquette or Cullen Paquette. Only one of those is spelled the same way as the Savannah in the chat. And Boravsky Plays it from behind over to Arseni. Oh, and it gets touched up by number 21 Kopech, but right into the middle where a waiting Lynx player goes for a skate. That's number 19, Bendel. Bendal? I'm going to say Bendel. Looks like Kendall. And now number 7, Krudikov, takes a hard hit on the wall there. Kopech sends it back in deep. We have Krudikov, we have Holander, both on it. While number 29, Schillenlaw, makes the pass, sends it out. 2-on-2 opportunity, head of steam for number 13, Blanchette, who makes the pass even from his knees and send it towards the net. Patrick Cullen able to cover it up there, and we're getting another face-off. How many points do you think Isak do this season, JL? Is that through a translator? If you mean has this season, I'd say he has enough to once again show he's a great player. He's a real legitimate star in this league. I'm not going to put a number on it. Finlater sends it back as West Nipissing send the puck into the zone, but Matvei Muniz is there. Makes a pass across the ice to his partner Orahov. He's got Carlson on the wall, and he does send it there. Debrecki with the stick on it to keep it in the zone, and now he's playing hard. A little bit of a mix-up by the West Nipissing defenders as they went into each other, allowing Carlson to get a stick on that. And Bolotov doesn't get there in time before West Nipissing sends it down the ice. Icing is waved off as there was an opportunity for play, but it now goes out of the stands. Feel free to ask any more questions in the chat, anything you guys want to know. I've been involved in the league for 10 years. I've been a part of 4 championship teams. I have seen and heard a lot around the league. JR, huge broadcast guy now. Nick Stella is more than welcome to come back at any time, as I do prefer to be either in the box or in the management office. But I do think that I am pretty good at this kind of stuff. As Campbell now sends it off the wall. Big collision in the middle there between Kayayan and Campbell, both right back up though, as if nothing ever happened. As Kayayan sends Campbell to the ground that time. Played from behind in the Rattlers offensive zone by the Lynx, but it eventually goes off the stick and comes back towards the neutral zone. Major gets a touch on it, sends it deep where we have Campbell going towards Dominykas Boravsky. Boravsky puts it right towards Carlson, who has a streaking Debrecki right in front of him. Puck is just ahead of him, goes off Vlad Morzuk, and eventually comes in before Morzuk makes the save. It was right on the corner of the net post there, as we have 2:59 left in the first period. 2:59 left in this first. West Nipissing Lynx up 1-0 here in Bradford. And like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, the last time these two teams met was here in Bradford, February 9th. And West Nipissing came in and came out with 2 points. They're looking to do the same thing as they start what is maybe one of the hardest streaks in the GMHL, a winning streak against the Bradford Rattlers franchise. Rattlers looking to get back on track. They are 4-2 on the season. Lynx are 5-2-1. So Lynx with 1 more win and 1 more loss, albeit overtime on the year. As Finlater has it right in the back. He sends it hard. That's going to be an icing call. Looked like maybe for a second, number 15, Tyler Thibodeau, could have played that on the wall, but it just went soaring right past him, deep into the Rattler zone, as they'll get an opportunity to even this game up here with an offensive zone draw taken by Berezin. That's number 12, Vadim Berezin, who wins it over to Major Sick, eventually to Hoffman, who sends a shot. Lynx end up with it in their own end. Siran manages to settle the puck down just a little bit, sends it over to number 22. That's Hoffman. And Speedolf, hoping to making something happen here. Sends it back up the wall towards Siran, who holds the puck there. Speedolf looking to bat it out of the air with his hand. But West Nipissing managed to get the puck out of the zone, as Speedolf takes a big hit there from veteran Riley Finlater, who lays the big hit on rookie Natan Svidov. A welcome to the GMHL moment there for Svidov as he ran into a veteran and Riley Finlater. Offside is called as number 44, Jeffrey Finlater, was way offside. Looked like he might have got knocked down behind the net in the Bradford zone and just couldn't quite make it by the time the Lynx had forced that turnover and were looking to come back into the zone. The Rattlers draw one over to Boravsky, who sends it deep. That's going to be icing. He must have seen something that I didn't, because it did not look like there was anybody there, and he sends the puck deep into the zone. They say ghost teammates are the worst teammates in hockey, the ones you don't see and you make the passes to. Face-off won by West Nipissing as Major sends it towards the net, and that is a clear high stick there. Looks like Schillinglaw, I don't know if he was actually trying to make a play on the stick, or on the puck, but the stick was just high enough that when Major sent the puck towards the net, it just happened. And so Coach David Mooney now sending out his top line as we have 1:25 left in this period and an offensive zone draw against a Lynx team that wasn't able to change on the high stick. Debrecki looked like he wanted to Bolotov, but Bolotov was not able to handle it. Major now over number 8, that's Ruddy, who has the lone goal in the game so far. And I believe we're having a penalty called. Looks like a holding call, and it is going to be on number 91, Stepan Bolotov. So Bolotov heading to the box now for holding. The Lynx with an opportunity here. And these are the penalties that you really want to avoid. These last 2-minute penalties when you have everything at your disposal. You don't need to save anything, knowing you're about to get a 20-minute break. And now the Lynx have everything to throw at the Rattlers with under 2 minutes left. And even more so, even if the penalty doesn't come off the clock with a goal, you come out of the intermission with fresh legs and still a power play. So just one of the worst penalties to take. As Major sends it towards Schillinglaw. Schillinglaw to Thibodeau, back to Schillinglaw, who sees Major. I'm going to be hearing those names a lot. We've also got Ruddy and Turakov here on this West Nipissing power play. Debrecki, Orahov, Carlson, and Munitz out on the penalty kill for the Rattlers. Carlson, of note, was the best defensive forward as voted by North Division management last season. Looking to hopefully hold down that role as he sends it deep. Great play by Carlson. It was just a mishandle in the zone by the Lynx, but they're going to have an opportunity now as the Rattlers change. And Natan Svidov out there on the penalty kill now. Once again, one of the youngest players on this Rattlers organization, but being trusted with a tough role on the penalty kill as we have 6 seconds left here. And that's going to do it for the first period here at the BWG Leisure Center as the West Nipissing Lynx got that early goal in the first 2 minutes by Ruddy. Bradford not able to get anything by past netminder Vladislav Morozuk for the West Nipissing Lynx. I'm JR, off for the first period, and I will be back in 15 minutes. And we are back here at the BWG for period number 2. The Lynx are still on the power play, as Bolotov still serving the last 47 seconds of that penalty to start off this period. And so it'll be Debrecki, Carlson, Munitz, and Orahov, 4 of the starting 5, out for the penalty kill to start, Bolotov being the 5th of the starters. And on the power play to start us off, we have Turikov, Ruddy, Thibodeau, Major, and Schillinglaw, who played a majority of the power play to end off that first period. And Debrecki versus Thibodeau. Debrecki comes up with it. Orahov going to hold on to it for a couple extra seconds to try and draw that time off the clock on the power play. Of course, no icing is going to be called on the Rattlers on the penalty kill. Schillinglaw sees Major streaking. Munitz able to hold it as it bounces out towards Orahov, who once again just looks to clear it down the ice. Schillinglaw handling it in front of his netminder Morazuk there. Makes a quick cut. Sends it towards Ruddy. Takes a hit on the wall from Munitz, but Munitz unable to come up with the puck as the Lynx send it deep. Thibodeau attempted to make a play to keep it in the zone, but the Rattlers bring it out. Debrecki here works his way in and scores. Bolotov was just out of the box, and that's going to go in as a regulation goal for Debrecki. Didn't see who made the pass on the back end there, but Debrecki ended up with it. He skated in towards Morazuk and didn't even get the hardest shot, but it looked like it might have caught Vlad by surprise. As we have a 1-1 game here in Bradford. Rattlers quickly do 2 things that are crucial there. They kill off the penalty and they score the game-tying goal. As the Rattlers eventually end up with possession off of the opening face-off, icing is quickly called as Major did not have the red line before he sent the puck down the other way. That's Debrecki's 7th of the season, now leading the team. He was formerly tied with Isaac Carlson with 7. Carlson does end up with an assist on that, though, to give him his 16th point, leading the Rattlers team. That was Debrecki's 9th point, 7th goal. And Serov gets taken down. Looks like there is a call coming. As we look towards referee Chris to make it, that's a cross-check. Lynx assistant captain number 4, Riley Finlater, is heading to the box on the cross-check call by referee number 84. And Debrecki, who has the Rattlers goal out there on the face-off against number 89, Riley Brunet. Could be Brunet, I'm honestly not sure. Munitz ends up with it as he looks for options here on the power play. Rattlers power play, Debrecki, Munitz, Carlson, Major sick, and out front is Bolotov. Same as the starting lineup, except Roman Orahov has been swapped for David Majorsick. Majorsick, who has been taking a big step this season. As Isaac Carlson looks to gather some speed as he comes out of the zone. Gets around Bendel. Maintains possession, sends it towards the wall where Munitz just narrowly gets over. The Lynx still managed to get it out of the zone. Ben Dahl looking to create his own opportunity here, sends it deep, smartly. Slowed down by Patrick Cullen as Matvei Munitz now looking to take it out of the zone. He was met right away there by number 77, that's Jackson Campbell. Playing a hard defensive game as Isaac Carlson takes it in. Not able to get a shot off. He's going to look back towards Debrecki, who has an opportunity. Sees Munitz, who puts it there. Majorsick in hard on the wall. He's going to take it around. Leaves it for Bolotov, who once again sends it back up to Munitz. Munitz has Debrecki on the far side, but instead sends it to the net. Majorsick playing it behind the net. The opportunity to go to Carlson is there. He doesn't force it as Munitz eventually gets it over to Carlson. He's looking at units again as they make a switch. Carlson in. Shot off the stick of the West Nipissing Lynx defender as they get it out of the zone. 20 seconds left on this power play. Rattlers looking to take advantage as DeBrecki once again looks to pick up speed. He's going to have number 28 with him. That's Philip Holander, and Carlson, who's coming up the middle. Taking it all in. Making a quick look as the shot goes off of Holander, eventually back towards Morozuk, who makes the stop. Riley Finlater back on the ice as one of the Lynx defenders after he's done serving his penalty. Mega Mizigov sends it towards Morozuk, who makes the pad save. And the puck eventually comes out towards Patrick Cullen. He's got Boravsky and Avakimian with him. Lynx, that was Blanchette, not able to handle the pass as it ends up on the Rattler sticks, and they look to come the other way. Mega gains the zone. Serev there, collecting the rebound off of the boards. Lynx looking to bring it out, but the Rattlers gain possession once again in the offensive zone. Mega Mizigov goes down, and number 18, Sergei Serev, has something to say about that. As Avakimian back turns, I'm not sure if he has the speed to re-grab that puck. Does not, as it eventually ends up on the Lynx stick, but heads towards the Lynx end. As Sergei Serev goes in, opportunity for a shot, but sends it wide and high. Back on Serev's stick, he loses it this time. Good defensive play by Dominikas Boravsky, but he sends it towards Riley Finlater. Puck comes out into the middle of the defensive zone. Avakimian sends it for Boravsky, who puts it all the way down the ice, and that is not called an icing. Looks like referee thought there was a chance to play it. I do think I agree. Boravsky once again with the puck on his stick into the zone, and nothing will come of it. Boravsky once again, puck on his stick, sends it deep, a little too deep, as number 12, Berezin, did not have a play on that. Kayayan out in front, Svidolf out in front, opportunity here for a play. There's some action behind the net. As Svidolf was looking for Berezin to get a shot off, but it ends up under the glove of Vladislav Morozuk. A little bit of action there between Kayayan and Riley Finlater to exchange words as they head towards the bench. Referee making sure nothing comes of it. We're going to change up on both sides here. Carlson, Bolotov, Brecky, Orahov units. And I saw Ruddy out on the ice with Shillinglaw, Major, Turikov. DeBrecki sends it across ice in front of Vladislav Morozuk, allowing Turikov to make a play on it. Major can't quite handle it as it comes the other way with Bolotov with a head of steam. Puts it high and wide. Great play there made by defenseman Adam Shillinglaw for West Nipissing, making sure Vladislav Morozuk sees limited good shot opportunities. Shillinglaw himself sends it towards Bolotov. I think he was looking for Major, but instead Bolotov gets it up to Carlson, who tries to center it for DeBrecki. But the defensive play there, just a great play. I think it might have been Shillinglaw coming back and making that own defensive play. And that's just something you're going to see out of a veteran like Adam Schilling. We got a penalty behind the play. It's a high stick, and it's going to be called on number 29, Adam Shillinglaw. I didn't see it. See if I can see it on the replay right here as the Rattlers now go to the power play. It is off camera, so I can't see it on the replay right now. as the Lynx win this draw and hope to get the puck out. But Mega Mizagov instead, controlling it, gets it over to Serev, who sends it back to Orahov at the blue line. Boravsky out there with Orahov trying to run this second power play unit for the Bradford Rattlers. Serev, Orahov with an opportunity, decides to give it back to Serev there. And watch out for Philip Holander in front of the net as well, hoping to create a presence, get a stick on it. We are getting a penalty call on number 19, Mega Mizagov. Looks like it's going to be a slashing call. And so that's going to negate the power play after 31 seconds as we head to 4-on-4 action here. Campbell, 77, not 17, out on the ice for the Lynx. For the Rattlers, it's Debrecki, Ovakimian, Munitz, and Isak Karlsson. More ice to play with here. Let's see if anybody's able to take advantage on this 4-on-4 opportunity. Both teams with a minor penalty being served in the box. And that's Kornev with an opportunity here. Does have Campbell with him, but sends it towards Patrick Cullen, who makes the glove save. Fans here in Bradford cheering on Patrick Cullen after that glove save. Great opportunity. As Corny absolutely did have a teammate with him, but instead takes what many call a smart shot. Get an opportunity on it. Thibodeau playing the puck in front as Major eventually sends it towards the net. Not on net, but close. Boravsky finds Orahov as they look to expose this large open ice with the extra man off for each side. Major sick with a move to gain the zone and looks like he's around both Lynx players. Puts it towards Roman Orahov, who is right there. Major sick again attempts to bury it on the rebound like he did in the first period, but unable. Those will come though. The goals will come if you keep trying. It's when you stop trying that nothing comes. Molotov plays it in the deep Rattler zone to Boravsky. Being pressured right there by Paquette. Eventually send it down and icing is called. There'll be no change for the Rattlers. If there's Rattlers fans in the chat right now, put a little snake emoji or something like that. Or say, go Rattlers. Or say, JR, your voice is so handsome. Whatever you're thinking. One of those things. As Schillinglaw gets the puck off the draw, puts it just wide of Cullen. Schillinglaw again, and Major has a lane right there. Puts it. Looked like there might have been a tip there by Ruddy, looking for a second of the game. Schillinglaw once again finds Major, who sends it down. That's Turakov right there. Didn't have an option, so sent it back to Major. Ruddy playing it with the net. Orahov meeting him there. And Major unable to keep the zone, so the Lynx are going to regroup, get a slight change as Thibodeau comes off the ice there. No icing called here. Orahov's going to play it. He's got Serev deep in the middle. Carlson saw what I saw and eventually looked to go towards Serev, but he was covered there by the Lynx defender. And the Lynx now, Turakov sends it towards the net. Didn't get a shot off, but it was hard enough that Cullen did have to make that save. Debrecki now with Serev on his side, right behind him. Debrecki with a backhand shot that doesn't quite beat Vladislav Morozuk, who's having a fantastic game. Carlson now with the turnover in the neutral zone. He's going to look to drive deep into the Lynx zone, but gets stopped there on the half wall. Bendel now centers it there. great opportunity. But number 10, Cohen Paquette, just couldn't get his stick on it there. But that was a great opportunity. As we are 9:59, we are officially halfway through the game, halfway through the second period. Puck is deep not into the Lynx bench. It's held out. Holander, Kopech, not able to connect on that pass there. As the Lynx come the other way, that's number 89, Riley Brunette. Loses the puck, which goes off the referee. Brunette collects it back down low. Eventually onto the stick of Bendel, who isn't able to keep it in. The Rattlers have an opportunity deep in the Lynx zone now. Number 2, Cyran, keeps the puck, which is shot around a couple of times. Last touch by Holander, looking to put it into the net past Morozuk. We have a race now. Bendel gets his stick on it past Cyran. Lynx are going to regroup. Veteran Riley Finlater sends it deep towards number 21, Tourigny. And Tourigny forcing the turnover there in the Rattlers' defensive zone. Finlater with an opportunity, a wide open lane. Patrick Cullen sees all of it, walkers it towards the side. Another one comes towards Cullen. This time uses his other hand, puts it in his glove. We are in a 1-1 game here in the second period. Hard play by the Lynx there, forcing the puck to stay deep in the Rattler zone until Matt Munitz eventually sends it down the ice. DeBrecki was there, but it's not a touch-up icing in this league. Puck was down, nobody had a chance to touch it. That's going to be an icing. Bring it all the way back down for an offensive zone Lynx face-off. Tischenko now on the ice for the Lynx. Haven't seen his number called quite as much as I anticipated. As Patrick Cullen makes the save on number 29, Adam Chillinglaw. Notably not in the lineup tonight for the Rattlers is Mikhail Plotnikov. Tied for the second leading scorer entering this game for the Rattlers. 8 points, 3 goals, and 5 assists. DeBrecki with his goals since passing with 9 now. But a big hole in the Rattlers lineup. And they're looking to have the next man step up. And that does touch the ceiling. I was watching it for quite some time. It looked like it was just going right through. I don't know what you call the things up in the sky here that are holding up the roof, but it went through them. Thibodeau on the draw, but it's won back by the Rattlers towards Boravsky. 2 Lynx on him, quick. Puck eventually comes towards Kayayan, but Schillinglaw there to make the play. Number 27 for the Rattlers, Natan Svitov, once again getting a big opportunity as one of the younger players. Youngest on the Rattlers. Svitov bringing it in, looking to make a pass from the corner as he turned. Lynx playing hard on that puck right now, just looking to get it out as they do. Thibodeau sends it across, but misplayed by number 77, Jackson Campbell, who loses it and ends up coming back. Now Zachary Major looking to gain the zone. Gets it past Boravsky, but the Rattlers regain possession. Finlater holds the zone there, so it's a non-offside on the Lynx. They can put pressure right away as Zachary Major does eventually find the puck. and gets a shot off. Riley Finlater on the rebound there, puts it back down low. Major and number 5, Thomas Harnell, combining to make the stoppage and keep it in the zone there until it eventually gets Seni Neon. Number 12 for the Rattlers, Vadim Berezin, playing it deep as the Rattlers get a change. Orahab and Units now on the ice on the back end for the Rattlers. We're getting a forward change as well as Major and Blanchette coming into the zone. Major with a nice move to get a clean shot opportunity towards Cullen. Cullen once again makes a save. Just over 6 minutes here left in the second period. We are still tied at 1-1. David Majersek against Blanchette on this draw right here. Majersek wins it as Mizagov comes in and grabs the puck off the tie-up. Schillinglaw keeps it in the zone though as the Rattlers attempt to get it out. And now Mega Mizagov has David Majersek there, and he scores! Mizagov centered it up for Majersek, put it just past Vladislav Morisic. It's now 2-1 Rattlers. Watching the replay again. Yeah, Mizagov just brings it back enough that he's able to put it into the middle for Majersek. Puts it just past the glove hand of Vlad Morrison. And that will make it 2-1 Rattlers. David Majersek's 4th goal of the year. He's at 4-4 with 8 points now. Assist number 1 for Mega Mizagov. 2 points on the season so far. As Corny holds the puck, gets it over to Finlater. As the Lynx now look to even up this game. Lynx were at one point leading for about 20 minutes in this game, and the Rattlers find themselves now with their first lead. Bolotov looks to regroup. Bolotov sends it back. Bolotov is coming up the middle here, sends it to Carlson. He kicks it into the zone where Riley Finlater is going to regroup with the puck. DeBrecki looked to play it towards the middle, lost handle, but regained it. Bolotov got a shot off with Carlson getting a light screen on the goalie there. Carlson now with the puck, couple of Lynx in there to try and help strip that puck away from the 24-25 GMHL MVP, Isak Carlson. As the puck eventually comes into the D zone to Dominikas Boravsky, who sends it over to Cyran, who puts it just high of Bolotov. Bolotov, not a 6'7" player. He's not playing for the Rattlers. Didn't really have a chance to put that puck down. Carlson, Bolotov, DeBrecki at the forward group. Boravsky, Cyran, as DeBrecki wins that draw. Major able to keep it in the zone, sends it towards Thibodeau. Thibodeau goes down, and DeBrecki now has the puck. He sends it towards Bolotov, who sees Carlson. 1-on-2 opportunity with DeBrecki right there as well. Carlson takes it around the net. Looked to make a pass, but just lost his handle on it, as Boravsky now sends it towards the net. Ovakimian now back on the ice for Cyran. And Schillinglaw here is looking to make something happen. He sees Thibodeau, who centers the puck up towards the wall. Thibodeau once again playing hard on this puck. Campbell now with an opportunity. It's Campbell and Carlson both going in on the puck. Campbell lost his stick as the puck eventually comes towards Ovakimian. Boravsky looking to take it himself. Maybe get a shot opportunity. Centers it. And Kopech just wasn't quite ready for that last pass there. And there was a golden opportunity for number 7 there, Krudikov. If number 28, Holander, just gets the puck in the right spot. But you keep trying. Eventually things will happen. As Krudikov creates the turnover now. Turns in the corner, looks to play it to somebody. He's looking around, he's saying, anybody, please be there. Kopech behind the net with number 28, Holander. And that's going to be a trip on Obakimian. Obakimian going to the box 2 minutes for tripping. That's number 15. And another late penalty for the Bradford Rattlers. This one not quite as late as the last one, as there's still time to kill off this penalty and still have an opportunity with the last minute of play left in the second period. But the Lynx looking to take a real advantage here and score at least one on this power play to even up the game as we head into the third period here at the BWG in 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Thibodeau versus Carlson. Comes out to Orahov, who isn't quite able to get it down the ice. Scrambling to try and get that puck and fire it down. Debrecki eventually does, sends it all the way to the other corner, opposite corner. And it's going to be Debrecki as the forward who's putting pressure on. Carlson comes over to help. Debrecki, once again, great defensive play there. Sends it all the way down. Is he going to go down all the way and play it himself? Morozouk makes that play. Sends it through a pair of West Nipissing teammates eventually to Major, who gets it off to Ruddy, who scored the only West Nipissing goal so far. Works in hard, but didn't have the mobility in his hands once he got in there to get that shot off, as he was in between two Rattlers defenders. Ruddy looking to create the breakout here on the power play as there's 1 minute left out of the zone. Sends it up to Major, who gains the zone. Turikov loses the puck, and they're going to have to come all the way out of the zone once more. A frustrated Carson Buddy, with the only Lynx goal in this period, so in this game so far, heads off the ice as they switch up their power play just a bit. Finlater now on the ice for the Lynx. Sends it over to Corney. Back to the middle for Corney. Gets it to Finlater, who has a shot, and puts it right into the chest of Cullen. Fastest chest in the league, if you shoot the puck right at it. 2-1 Rattlers here, still on penalty kill for another 31 seconds, 1 minute 38. My quick math tells me that if they kill this off, they'll have 1 minute 7 left to try and make something happen on either side. As the draw goes back to West Nipissing to Finlater, who sends it down to Tischenko. Tischenko and Brunette both on this left side here. Brunette appears to lose the puck, but it's a hard play. Carlson heads down. There's no call on the ice. May have just lost his footing there. Finlater sends one way wide. Could have been impacted by a stick or a skate or something like that. Tischenko now playing it towards Finlater as they get Obakimian out of the box. Rattlers now back at full strength. We are in the last minute of play here in the second period. And hard play there by Debrecki. Puck eventually comes back to number 55, Dominikas Borabski, who brings it into the zone. He's got Carlson towards the net. He gets the shot off, but the rebound just comes right back out in front instead of going towards Carlson on the far side. Puck is sent all the way down the ice as Muniz makes a play in the Rattlers D zone, sends it towards Carlson, who sends it all the way back. Sorry, that was Debrecki, not Carlson. Serev and Carlson both down low in the zone as Serev sends it up towards Muniz, who bans on the first shot, but eventually gets it into the hands of Isaac Carlson, unable to capitalize on that opportunity. Another great save by Vladislav Morozouk. 10 seconds left in this one. And the Rattlers with one last opportunity, it would seem like. Serev, Carlson, both down here. Carlson into the chest, or into the locker, or glove, sorry, of Vladislav Morozouk. 2 seconds to go. Maybe enough time for a shot off the face-off. If the Breckies managing to get one. Don't know that there's enough time for the Lynx to head all the way down the ice and get a shot off, so the Rattlers are looking to take advantage of this opportunity. They do. Carlson shot into the netting, and that is going to end period number 2. Rattlers are up 2-1 in the West Nipissing Lynx. The goals in that period were scored by number 8, Adam DeBrecki, and number 68, David Majorson. They came into the period down 1-0, and they leave it up 2-1. My name's JR. I will see you guys in 15 minutes for period number 3. We are live here, back at the BWG for period number 3. The Bradford Rattlers currently leading the West Nipissing Lynx 2-1. We have our starting lineups back out there. Thibodeau versus Debrecki on the draw. Thibodeau ties it up as Tischenko comes in, eventually over to Major and Schillinglaw. Back to Tischenko. Major looking to gain the zone, sends it deep. Patrick Cullen puts it on the wall right into the hands of Thibodeau. Campbell looking for one of his teammates there. Major's going to play it after it comes out of the zone. It's played hard by Debrecki, who gets the puck to Roman Orahov. He's got Isaac Carlson with almost no one around him. Carlson unable to handle it cleanly. Some action along the wall there. Eventually comes out to Adam Debrecki, who sends a puck towards Vladislav Morozuk. Puck comes back out to Bolotov. And Orahov is going to regain it in the neutral zone. Looks up the middle, sends it off the wall. Is that going to be an icing call? That's a no icing. So Schillinglaw is going to play it from deep in the West Nipissing zone. Sarev has a play on it on the wall, keeps it inside the zone as the Rattlers look to turn this over and force it the other way. Instead, the Lynx send it all the way down the ice. Icing once again called off. Roman Orahov now playing it deep from his own zone. Sees David Majorsick, number 68, who gets a touch on it and is pursuing it deep in the corner with number 14 for the Lynx. That's Corny. Ovakimian along the wall, takes it, puts it deep towards Mega Mizagov. Boravsky can't come too far inside as number 73 has an opportunity. Zarikov unable to get it past Patrick Cullen. Made a move and it looked like he tried to put it 5-hole, and Cullen just put it right into the corner. Sarev now bringing it up. He's got Majorsick, he's got Mizagov with him. Great play defensively made by Riley Finlater to stifle that opportunity. As Majorsick gets a tip on an Arsenio Ovakimian shot, but Vladislav Morozuk is able to track it, eventually ends up in his glove. And now with the referee as they get set for another faceoff. Full change here for the Rattlers as Homelander, Kudakov, Siran, Kopek, and number 20, Putko all come out on the ice. Kudakov drops that draw as the Lynx eventually send it deep into the Rattlers zone again. Great play by Jay Finlater. That's Jeffrey Finlater. Not sure if there's a relation to Riley Finlater or not. But wouldn't be surprised. Finlater's a great player. If there was more hockey talent in his family, it wouldn't surprise me one bit. As Kudakov makes a stop on that puck, but almost sends it over the glove of Patrick Cullen. Instead, sends it into the netting as we get a face-off. Debrecki on the draw now. Debrecki, Bolotov, Carlson. That line up. And we're going to get a re-face-off as it looked like somebody might have moved early. In football, that would be called an offsides and a false start. In hockey, we're just going to redo this draw. Debrecki wins it back to Orahov, who sees Carlson. He's going to bring it on the same side as Bolotov, but loses his handle on it. Cullen playing the puck now, sends it towards Isaac Carlson. And Bolotov now picks it up. He's got Debrecki with him, who eventually finds the puck, softly sends it towards Morozuk, who makes the save. Carlson finds the rebound on the wall, sees Debrecki again, who's got a golden opportunity, but that stick of Schillinglaw right there. You cannot overstate the value in having a veteran player like Schillinglaw, who has multiple seasons of leadership and junior hockey under his belt. And on the back end, they have Schillinglaw, they have Finlater, they have a lot of talent on this back end. Schillinglaw showing why he could be one of the most important pieces in the league this year. Munitz eventually ends up with it off the draw. And Isak Carlson fighting hard with a pair of Lynx players down on the wall. Can't handle it, although he stays on top of it, so Major can't get it out quite. Bendel eventually forces it out, but it goes right onto the stick of Debrecki, who sends it back. Morozuk playing it with Carlson pursuing. Orahov manages to keep it inside of the neutral zone for the Rattlers. Sends it back up to Carlson. He puts it through the middle to Debrecki. Bolotov's got an opportunity here. Doesn't get a shot off, nor does he make the pass over to Debrecki, but he does maintain control until eventually he loses it. Bendel finds the puck, puts it up the middle. Riley Brunette loses a handle on it, and once again, Carlson coming into the zone. He's got Roman Orahov, defenseman, with him. Sends a shot towards Morozic, but doesn't hit the net on that one. Carlson once again collects it, sends it towards Morozic, who makes another save. I don't know the exact number, but I want to say that's at least 25-30 saves for Morozic so far. Maybe 20-25 on Cullen. That's me with no knowledge in front of me, just guessing the shots. And Berezin now on the draw against number 17, Matthias Drolet. Sorry, that was number 13, Blanchette, not Drolet. And Piquet with a nice move there in the Rattlers' offensive zone to strip the puck. Nothing comes of it as the Rattlers start to come the other way, but a great play by Piquet there. Number 12 for the Rattlers sends it towards number 27, Svedolf. Berezin and Svedolf playing a big role in this game. Lynx wanting a call on the fall there on the ice, but not going to get it as eventually the puck comes to Finlater. Big block by Dominikas Boravsky. Right there in the slot. Handled behind the net now. Comes out to number 27, Natan Svedolf. Puck goes through the legs of number 55. That's Perrick, who eventually comes up and sends the puck across ice to stop the danger there. Serev is the one in pursuit here. Schillinglaw and Perrick as the pairing on the back end for the Lynx right now. Schillinglaw coming up, trying to create something. No offside there as there was no touch while Schillinglaw was still in the zone. Mizagov brings it in now. He gets a shot off. And Vladislav Morozuk's going to send it into the netting. We are 2-1 here in the third period for the Bradford Rattlers. 14:38 left in the third period. Lynx fans, Rattlers fans, let's see you guys in the chat. Cheer on your team. There's 14 minutes, 38 seconds to decide this first meeting of the season between the Rattlers and the Lynx. Major Sick and Thibodeau on the draw together. Thibodeau ties up Major Sick as Campbell comes in. Was looking to get it out of the zone and start a rush, but instead Mizagov has a play on it. Major Sick playing hard down there. Serev sends it back towards Major Sick, but number 14 on the West Nipissing Lynx is going to send it down. That's Savelli Cornet. Serev with a little spin move there. Gains the zone. Still has the puck. He lost it for a second to Thibodeau, but managed to pick it back up. Major Sick almost had a play in front. Munich sends it towards, but eventually the Lynx are going to handle it and be able to get it out of the zone on an opportunity here for Thibodeau, who sends it just wide of Cullen. Mizagov picks it up off the long rebound off that shot from Thibodeau that came all the way up to the neutral zone. Debrecki playing hard there on Campbell. Carlson on Major. No team really getting too much room to breathe here in the third period so far, as we are getting an offside call. So we're going to have an offensive side neutral zone draw on the glove side of Morozic. Ruddy picks up off the ice there. Looks like it could have been a teammate's mouth guard. It's a great team guy. Number 8's going at it. Ruddy Debrecki. Ruddy comes up with a clean face-off win there. Finlater around the net and now comes up. He's got possibly his brother, possibly just another Finlater. who takes a big hit from Borowski. Just moved out of the way at the last second there to stop any real harm. Turikov in front of the net trying to redirect that, but instead it goes towards the corner where Carlson's able to re-center it. Rattlers not able to maintain any control on the puck, and so it eventually ends up back on the stick of Arsenio Vakimian. Borowski back to Arseni, who's going to bring it up. He's got Carlson right with him. Would expect a drop pass, but instead send it towards Bolotov. But Arseni goes into the net of West Nipissing, and we're going to get a stoppage in play. A little bit of action here. Not sure exactly what's going on, but we're waiting for Arseni to get up after he went hard into that net post. The net post, historically, not a forgiving material. That's 100% pure steel right there. I don't know if it's made of steel. I didn't go to the school of what are things made of, so, but I know it's hard. And Krudikov wins the draw back, and eventually the play gets into the West Nipissing Lake zone. Bendel sends it up. Hoffman able to make a good play on it, but he lost his stick in the process. Didn't see the puck come right past his head. Munitz attempting to get it out as well. West Nipissing instead looking to try and turn the puck back towards there. Krudikov just barely gets it over as Kopech also crosses the line, but instead it comes back out. Hopko and Bendel both have a play on it. Bendel comes out and attempts to put it in front of the net, looking towards that slot area, but nobody was quite there with a clean look. Paquette, Bendel's just all over the ice right now, playing a very, very hard game. Finlater tries to walk it in and look towards a shot or a pass, and that's going to be offside right there. Schillinglaw unable to hold the zone there, brings the puck just a tad too early, and in that case, we're going to get another face-off. Face-off ends up deep into the Rattler zone, played by Berezin, who sends it over to Roman Orahov, over to Kayayan, who has room to get it out of the zone now, touched up by Berezin, but right onto the stick of number 14, Kornev. And Spiedel with a great offensive-defensive play there. Kornev sends it out, and it is out. And an opportunity now as we have number 21, Torini, gets a shot off towards Patrick Cullen. It's going to be turned away. Spiedel comes up. He's got Berezin with him. He's got Kayayan with him. This young line for the Rattlers, hoping to help get an insurance marker on the board as we are just about halfway through the third period. Munitz is going to play it in the backside. He stops behind Cullen to regroup as we get a change. Debrecki, Carlson, Bolotov now back on the ice with Munitz and Orahov. Top line, top pairing. Here we go. Hoping to get that insurance marker. Carlson wheeling around, and that is going to be a call. Borowski, so David Majorsik's going to get the extra attacker out there as Patrick Cullen comes to the bench. Majorsik comes out. Borowski still with control. They're going to try and get an actual entry into the zone here before West Nipissing touch. Big hit by Finlater on Majorsik there, sends his stick flying. Rattlers with the power play opportunity now. With 9:53 left in the third period. Last time the Rattlers had a power play opportunity, unfortunately, Mega Mizagov on that second power play unit took a penalty of his own, which negated it after just 31 seconds. Big shot by Muniz towards the net. Looks like the puck came right back into the net right on the post side. Morzuk got a cover on it, and now we're going to get another face-off here. We have Major Sick, Carlson, Debrecki, Muniz, and Bolotov out. The Rattlers' top power play unit. We have Major, Schillinglaw, Bendel, and Brunette all on the ice as Bendel has an opportunity in front of Cohen. Doesn't get a shot off. Instead, Bolotov comes the other way. He's got Debrecki right behind him, who now has a lane. Instead, is going to look to pass it over possibly to Muniz. Nope. Leaves it for Carlson as they get into their set positions. Major Sick out front in the slot. Bolotov playing that bumper roll just right at the net as he eventually looks to go in and keep that play alive in the Rattlers offensive zone here. Debrecki with a nifty move, but loses it in the process. Isak Carlson there takes over. Does he have an opportunity to get a shot off? Makes a nice move. Great blocker save by Morzuk. Puck comes off the backboards, right back to Morzuk, covers it up as we get another drop. And David Mooney is calling for a timeout. Looks like it will be granted in just 1 second. And a timeout is officially called by the Bradford Rattlers. Possibly looking to give that top power play unit just a couple extra seconds of break to send them right back out there. The next goal is going to be crucial. If they can get it here on the power play, that's going to give them a 3-1 advantage. So you want to give yourself the best opportunity right now. The Lynx, on the other hand, are also giving their top penalty kill unit an opportunity to get a rest as well. That penalty kill unit for the Lynx that was able to get at least a shot opportunity there, as Bendel was the streaking forward that came all the way. And put that shot towards Patrick Cullen. So, looks like Kornev, Finlater on the ice, Ruddy going onto the ice, and Turikov. So a different penalty kill unit than we saw before, but like I anticipated, that Rattlers top power play unit of Carlson, Bolotov, Debrecki, and Major Sick and Muniz back out on the ice. So a little break for them as the Lynx immediately turn this into an opportunity for themselves. Turikov over there before Carlson comes back to regroup behind the net. Bolotov and Major Sick up top for them as Carlson comes into the zone and gains it. Is he going to get an opportunity himself? Sends it towards Morzuk, who makes another save. Bolotov just attempting to regain possession for the Rattlers here deep in the zone. Major Sick down there low to help him. Carlson right next to them. As the puck comes towards Muniz, who is able to hold the zone and look towards his teammates as they hope to get another shot off with 19 seconds left on his power play. Major Sick puts it into the feet, but Debrecki is able to eventually come away with it again. Debrecki and Muniz on that left side. On the right side, Carlson on the left side as they make that switch. Carlson once again maybe looking for a shot opportunity. And finds Debrecki on the far side of the net. He just puts it left by Morzuk, who was facing up as well as he could towards the Carlson side of the net. Just couldn't get over in time in order to make that save on Debrecki, who had a wide open net to put it into. That will go down as a power play goal with 3 seconds left on the power play. And so we'll be back to even strength on the power play marker by Debrecki from Carlson. That's Debrecki's second of the game. And you got to figure that's exactly what David Mooney had in mind when he called that timeout with 58 seconds left on the power play. Give that power play unit an opportunity to get rested, go out there, and try and get that insurance marker for now. 7:40 left in the third period. Debrecki now with 8 goals in 5 games on the season. That's his 10th point. So far a 2-point-a-game player as we get an icing call, and it's going to come all the way back down to the Rattlers' end. Lynx with a big face-off opportunity here with 7.5 minutes left. Campbell on the ice, Schillinglaw, Major, Thibodeau. We have some big shooters here for the Lynx who are going to be looking to get within 1. Will it happen on this shift? They sure hope so. Schillinglaw holds the line and sends it towards the net. It was a good thing it was deflected because Cullen was on the far side of the net there. I don't know that that doesn't trickle in. Now we are going to be getting a penalty called on the Rattlers. Arseni Ovakimian, he took a penalty in the second. He takes a penalty in the third. .7:15 left as we see the Lynx head to the power play. Some of the same guys staying on the ice, Major, Schillinglaw, Thibodeau. But we also have Ruddy, who scored the Lynx's only goal in this game, as well as number 73, that is Turikov. Major with a great opportunity there. That puck definitely had eyes on the net. Cullen just able to make that great blocker save. Thibodeau sees Schillinglaw, puts it deep, knowing that Turakov's going to be able to get to that corner. And he does. He does have an opportunity deep in the corner there. Turakov and Ruddy both playing it hard. Thibodeau just about to come in, but instead the puck comes out to Major's side. And we have Debrecki again looking for that hat-trick goal. He's got Carlson with him. A short-handed goal scored by number 24, Isak Carlson, with the assist to number 8, Adam Debrecki. Just a great play there. You had a lot of Lynx forwards deep in the zone. Once it was out, Debrecki realized he had an opportunity with Carlson. And even though there was a great defensive play on the back end, it just wasn't quite enough to stop Carlson from getting his stick on that puck and putting it right past Vlad Morozuk, who, despite the 4-1 score, this game has been a lot tighter than that shows, especially given his performance. 30-35 saves so far for Vladislav Morozuk. Patrick Cullen, on the other hand, keeping this hard West Nipissing Lynx offense at bay. Puck is sent all the way down the ice, but by nature of the Rattlers being on the penalty kill, there will be no icing call. Riley Finlater turns it around to slow it down. He's got Tischenko with him. He's got number 14 with him. That's Kornev, Campbell, Kornev, Tischenko, Finlater, Brunette all on the ice here, as the Lynx hope to at least go net neutral on this power play. If they get one, then they're not a net negative on this power play now. But Roman Orahov has something to say about that, because just before they enter the zone, he gets a stick on it. It eventually comes in all the way to Patrick Cullen. Berezin trying to make a hard play there. Orahov once again sends it all the way along the wall and out of the zone. So West Nipissing will have to regroup with 7 seconds left on this power play. Arseni Ovakimian is ready to leave the box. 2 seconds, and we are officially back to 5-on-5 hockey here at the UWG. And the shot there, right into the chest of Patrick Cullen as he makes another save. 5 minutes left in this one. We have some commenters in the chat making a comment about the eyesight of certain people on the ice. That's not for me to say. I have perfect eyesight. Brunette almost had an opportunity to skate in untouched, but just can't handle the puck there. Roman Orahov sends it deep to Isak Carlson, who gains the zone. He's got Sarab with him. He's got Debrecki streaking all alone. Oh, what a save. What a save by Vladislav Morozuk. That was the exact perfect play there, and Morozuk just read it completely. Isak Karlsson once again coming in. He's got Sarah on the far side now. Sarah sends it back to Debrecki for the hat trick. Doesn't quite get through though. Vladislav Morsic makes the save. Sarah was just too far to the outside to get a clean shot on that. The wider you get, even with a wide open net, the angles just get so tight that he had to give it back to Debrecki. Maybe he wanted to try and get him the hattie too. I'm not 100% sure, but Sarah just didn't have the angle to get a shot off. So Kudakov now on the draw against Blanchette. It eventually goes into Vladislav Morozic's stick. He plays it back out. Finlater down low. Number 5, Thomas Hamill on the ice now. I haven't seen much of him so far. As the puck goes off of Hamill, and he is playing hard into the corner with it, trying to make sure that the Lynx have at least an opportunity to get within 2 here. But Arsenio Vakimian ends up with the puck, sends it out of the zone, and now we have a neutral zone battle. Hamill sends it towards number 13, Blanchette, and Philip Holander now with an opportunity. He can skate all the way to the net, brings it to the corner, and just softly sends it to the middle. We'll have to get Cyran to regroup in the neutral zone now. He sends it over to Arseni. Kopech, eventually the one to bring it in, avoids a hit there by number 14, Kornev. And Major Sick there, chopped at the puck. Looked like it might have been almost a penalty. They both looked towards the ref. They weren't sure what the call was going to be, but no call. Kopech softly tries to get it out of the zone, but isn't able to. It's got to be harder on the wall than that, off the glass and out. Especially when you're playing with a lead like that, you have to make sure that they don't have any more opportunity than they earn. Big shot by Perrick just goes wide of the net. That might have been in the back of the net had it been on the net. Arseni once again sees Mizagov. No icing called, as it appears it was touched. Major Sick playing on Major Sick. That just sounds fun to say. Major Sick. Munitz is the one that keeps it in the neutral zone though. Tizchenko comes away with it on his stick. He's looking for options right now. As number 55, Perrick sends it all the way down the ice. Cullen sends it to his defenseman, Roman Orahov, who sees Bolotov. Munitz coming all the way up the ice. Bolotov takes a big hit, but the Rattlers are focused on something else right now as Bolotov almost eventually comes up with it. You have a 2-on-1 opportunity here now for the Lynx. Turikov just can't quite get it for Jeffrey Finlater, but eventually they do get the goal. Replay on that one shows that puck came out towards Turikov, Daniil Turikov, who just puts it right past Patrick Cullen. Jeffrey Finlater with a great play in order to not give up on that puck. At 1:49 left, we have a 2-goal game. And the Lynx showing some late life here. They played a very good game. And now it's 4-2. Opportunity here. We'll see. We already have Vladislav Morozuk out of the net. Serev sends it to Debrecki, who finishes off the hat trick. And that is 5-2 for the Rattlers. I'm not going to call anything just yet. Anything can happen in 92 seconds. There's a minute 32 left in this game. But Debrecki does finish off his hat trick. Now 9 goals, 2 assists in 5 games, 11 points. And Spiegel, Berezin, Kayayan all on the ice right now. Young group looking to show some hard work in this last minute here. Berezin and Kayayan both at the puck right there. Kayayan looks to come away with it. Bendel had it for a second before Spiegel ends up with him on his stick. Kayayan now finds the puck in the slot. Bears and sends it back towards defenseman Roman Orahov. There's a streaking West Nipissing player, but Svedolf is able to make a play to stop it from getting to Bendel. And we are 45 seconds away from the end of this one. Kayayen sends it all the way down. No icing called. Looks like it might have been touched on the offensive side of the neutral zone by the Lynx, negating that icing call. Cullen with a dangerous play up in the middle. A lot of bodies around him. You'd hate to see somebody get injured on a play like that as Holander comes in. Puts it towards Morazuk, who makes the stop. Finlater in the corner being played on by Kopech. Holander, Kopech, Krudikov all on the ice. Vakimian lost his footing there as Bendel, playing a heck of a game, really hard worker. Eventually loses the puck to Arseni. And the horn sounds on this one. The final score in this one is going to be 5-2 for the Bradford Rattlers. A little bit of action there at the end. Krudikov and Finlater didn't like what was going on at the end there, as now each team will head towards their respective benches. Referees telling each side to calm down right now as they go celebrate with their goaltender Patrick Cullen. Story in this one, Patrick Cullen able to keep it a one-goal game for most of the contest. Eventually let in that second game, but a great showing by him, as well as Lynx netminder Vladislav Morazuk. Debrecki with that hat trick. And the power play, getting that second opportunity on the David Mooney timeout. They say every season is a story. My name's Jordan Richardson, aka JR, and for the Bradford Rattlers, we're going to close the chapter on this one.